Welcome back to Mishmas, day 23. What? Happy Tuesday. And do you know whose birthday is today? If you guys wouldn't mind commenting down below a happy birthday to Luna. Luna of Lucifer Veranestis, my favorite jeweler. It's her birthday today. So if you guys could wish her a very happy birthday down below in the comment section, I would appreciate it. A big happy birthday to her. I feel like a deer in headlights this morning. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, what are we drinking? All I know is that this smells really good. It smells strong. It smells really strong. So this is the, I got my eyes, Furtado, intense and full-bodied. It smells really like chocolatey. Intensity, 8 out of 12. Let's see, notes, roasted, oh, and chocolatey. Wow, look at me. Coffee connoisseur, not even. Okay, Indian Robusta brings the force in this full-bodied blend, and the cocoa and oak notes you taste result from a long, dark roast of Colombian Arabica. That's nice. This is a nice coffee, black. Does it say anything about being iced or no? Yeah, this is a nice coffee black. It's smooth. I think it's smooth. Anyway, happy Tuesday. My God, it's day 23, you guys. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then Christmas, and then I'm realizing, I don't remember last year, but tomorrow is my last day for the Nespresso Advent Calendar. They only have 24. Same with Benefit, I think, is also 24. Diptyque has 25. So yeah, we're coming to the end of Mishmas. Oh my God. I'm definitely feeling a little sore. Yeah, so we're not, I'm glad I did not make an appointment to see my trainer this morning, although I probably should have, because I'm not gonna see him tomorrow and obviously on Christmas. I should probably go work out on my own. Anyway, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let me shut up. Let's open up these Advent calendars and get on with this Tuesday. Here we are, 23rd. Ooh, we've got Orpheon. Oh, I would say this is one of my favorites. I really like this one. Yeah, I think this was in the Advent calendar already. Oh, I think the solid perfume was this one, right? This is the one with like tonka bean, cedar, jasmine, juniper berries, that one. Yeah, it has like a deeper scent. It is definitely, I think it leans a little bit like masculine, but I kind of like that, especially for the wintertime. Hey, 23. Can anyone guess what's 24? I wonder. My guess is that I think it's gonna be Hula. I'm trying to think, like, what would they want to put a full size of? Like, what's the Benefit iconic product? I would say Hula. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's see what's in 23. This is probably Hula. I'm gonna have to eat my words. Oh yeah. Yep, here is Hula, their bronzer. There it is. The Hula bronzer. And they even have like a Hula light now. They have shades for Hula, but this is the original. So on Sunday, I posted a video about like my all-time luxury makeup must-haves, a lot of picks that I think, if you're starting a luxury makeup collection, you may want to try out some of the recommendations that I made. And when I was picking out products for that video, I kind of kept like pulling out products that I really, really love that I would recommend to you guys, but they didn't really necessarily fall into the luxury category. So I thought, why don't I do like the best releases of higher end beauty products that you can find at Sephora. So that's what we're doing today. Let's go ahead and start with foundation. This is what I have on today, and this is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. I use the shade number 3, and I personally love like a lighter coverage tint sort of foundation situation. I'm not someone that really enjoys like super high coverage or makeup that's really thick or cakey looking. So this tint, perfect for me. I love the light coverage that it gives, but it does like even out my complexion like just enough. And I really like the finish that it gives my skin. It has like
a small amount of glow, but nothing where I feel like I'm too shiny or too oily looking. So I really like the finish. I really like the coverage. The texture is also really nice. It basically has like a lotiony texture, so it's not too thin, it's not too thick. It's just really lovely. And I remember when I first started using this, I was like, I want something like extra special glowy. And so I was pairing it with like the Dior Star Filter. But it played so well with that. Like if you want kind of like an extra sort of like highlighty sheen to your skin, maybe you're going out or you're going to an event, this and the Dior Star Filter is like a magical combination. But all alone, I think it's really great. And the name of this, the Grip Gel Tint, is very, very accurate, because I remember when I first applied this, I usually apply foundation with a brush. I took my BK Beauty 101 brush, and as I was trying to blend it out, it really felt like it was kind of thick, but it's not thick at all. The consistency of this tint is not thick at all, but it had that kind of grippiness to it. And I was like, oh my God, I was just really, really intrigued by this product, like from the very first swipe. And I quickly realized that that grippiness really helped the longevity of this tint. So it doesn't budge all day, at least not on my skin. I have very, very dry skin, just FYI. It doesn't budge on my skin. It doesn't fade away. And it also doesn't like sink into fine lines or start to look old as the day goes on. So yeah, I really, really like this Hydro Grip Gel Tint. It does such a good job as a base product, but I really like this formula. It's very, very interesting. The grippiness of it is really, really cool. I've got a couple powders to mention, which is kind of unusual for me because I do have very dry skin. And while I don't always powder my entire face, I do try and always powder like underneath my eyes. I find that that just sort of keeps my eye makeup in place, because if you keep this area kind of emollient, your mascara will most likely run or smudge. Any sort of like cream eyeshadows will start to like smudge and get messy, eyeliners, things like that. So I do always try to at least powder underneath my eyes. But occasionally, if my skin is feeling a little strong, a little bit on the oilier side, like in the summertime or whatever, I will powder all over. So I've got a couple of powders to mention. This Say Slip Tint Undetectable Baked Setting Powder in Translucent number 1 is really, really beautiful. It has a really like subtle sheen to it. It has a bit more of a sheen to it than the powders that I mentioned in my luxury video. So I mentioned the Kogan Do Natural Lighting Powder and the Givenchy Prism Lee Press Powder in that video, and how they have like a really subtle kind of like pearly sheen. This one has a little bit more of a sheen than those. So it really gives you like a beautiful kind of like glowy finish to your skin. And I do have this mainly underneath my eyes, and then I kind of lightly dusted it all over my face. But I really like it. And, you know, again, I have dry skin, so anything that makes my skin look just a little bit softer, a little bit more glowy, I think you can see there, it has this like really beautiful pearly sheen. So I really like this powder. I think it looks great on the skin. It's very smoothing. It has that beautiful sheen. It applies beautifully. It picks up easily. It's a baked powder, but it picks up really easily on a brush. So yeah, I really love this powder. And then the loose powder that I've been loving is the Kosas Cloud Set Translucent Buttery powder. So this is buttery. I also really enjoy the pink one. Is that Candy? So it has a pink tone. So there's a little bit of like color correction in these powders. Very, very, very slight. But I really, really like the dispenser. So we've got this protective flip top lid over the sifter holes. And then this powder, it's talc-free, and I actually tested out a whole bunch of talc-free powders in a video like earlier this year. And this one was very, very close to being my favorite. And it just leaves your skin looking really soft. There's, you know, no like drying, overly mattifying effect to this powder. So I really love it. Again, dry skin. Highly recommend this loose powder from Kosas. Another new release from this past year are these bronze color infusions from Laura Mercier, and I'm holding up shade number 10, and Laura Mercier actually sent me the whole shade range, and I actually just recently decluttered 30, 40, and 50, the deeper shades, but I kept 10 and 20, but 10 is the one that I definitely use the most. And it was just one day where I just stuck a brush in it and I was like, oh shoot, like I just stuck it in both of the products, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I just went ahead with my brush and I like picked up both products, and then I just brushed it all over my cheek. And that's what I did today. So I kind of focus it in this contour area, but I also bring it up onto my cheek, and it makes for such a wonderful contour, bronze, blush combo. So I can just put it all over my cheeks, temple area, up and around on my forehead, and it's such a great one and done cheek product. So obviously you can use them separately. You can use this as contour, you can use this sort of as like a glowy blush, but I think in combination you can actually use both like all over. And I love the finish of these two products. So this one has just sort of like a very soft matte finish, and then this one actually has a bit of a sheen to it, this glow side. It's just really beautiful, really, really beautiful. And I think if you like to do your makeup very quickly, this could be the answer for you. And they have, 5 shades in this range. You can pick one that works for your skin tone. If you use me as shade reference, 10 works great. 20, if I'm feeling a little bit tanner, if I've gotten some color over the summer, that is definitely the one that I would reach for. But 10 is just perfect. And the powder is, it's just soft enough that it picks up really easily on the brush and it blends out really, really beautifully. So I love this product from Laura Mercier. I don't feel like there's been a lot of talk about this product, but it's really, really nice. All right, let's talk about some new blushes that were released this past year. Now, this is actually the product that I wanted to mention in Sunday's video, where I'm talking about my all-time favorite luxury products. But this one, it's just not a luxury brand, but this definitely is, I would consider, a higher end beauty brand, and that's Ilia. And these soft focus blurring blushes, you guys know I have not been able to shut up about these blushes ever since they came out earlier this year. And this baked formula is gorgeous. I love the sheen of these blushes. Let me just do some swatches here. So this one is Flutter. This is the one that I've been using the most lately. And then here are the other 3 shades that I have. So this is Flutter, this is Glimpse, this is Closer, this cooler tone pink, and then this is Pulse, this really gorgeous, like bright, 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 warm red. I can't wait to use this in the summertime. But I've been using these 3 pretty consistently. More recently, I've been using the Flutter and the Glimpse. They're the 2 lightest shades in the line. And I don't know if you can tell, but they all have this gorgeous, gorgeous, like satin finish that just makes your cheeks look like they're just radiating, like just like lit from within, radiating. So beautiful. So I can't get enough of these. I love this baked powder. It's the same formula that they have in those limited edition face palettes. They came out with them last holiday. They came back out with them this season. I think they're still available. I'll link to them down below if you're interested. But those face palettes are really gorgeous. They've got a blush, they have a highlight, they have a bronzer in there. Actually, I think they have 2 blushes, a bronzer and a highlight. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. I have light and medium, but I think there's 3 shades in total for those face palettes. The formula is just wonderful. If you want to pick up the face palettes, great. If you want to pick up these individual blushes, awesome. I think you just can't go wrong with this formula. The other blush I wanted to mention is from Glossier. These are the Cloud Paint Plush blushes. And I started by purchasing Puff. And I kind of like tentatively recommended them for the Sephora VIB sale that happened in October because I had just gotten it and I was like, I think I love it, but I haven't used it enough. I love them. I really, really love them. I love them so much that I went and got a second shade. This is Gale. So here is Puff, really beautiful, bright pink. And then here is Gale, which is a little bit more nude. And this is what I have on my cheeks. So I basically enhanced the Laura Mercier duo. I enhanced it with this. I focused this basically like on the apples of my cheeks. And this formula is so beautiful. Like the word plush is absolutely perfect for this product. It has like a little bit of a putty, a little bit of a cream to powder feeling to the product, and it definitely goes on like a powder. It goes on like this whisper of pigment. It blends out beautifully. It picks up easily. This formula is just really, really cool, and I like the shades. I'm tempted to get more of these, but these 2 are definitely doing me really, really well. So let me do some swatches of these. So there's Puff and there's Gale. And you guys know me, I generally do not like matte cheek products especially, and these are matte, but they have such a beautiful softness to them. They're very blurring on the cheeks. They just look like this whisper of pigment. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. So these are the Plush blushes from Glossier. Of course, I had to mention the Merit Solo Shadows. They came out with a brand new finish and some colors relating to this finish. And they came out with these Solo Shadows maybe last year, and they came out with like a matte version of them initially. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. Anyway, they came out with these sheer like shine finish. Oh my gosh, I love these so much. So I have one shade pretty much all over my lid. I have a different eyeshadow on top, which I'll talk about in just a second. But these shadows are so, so gorgeous. I turned my friend Laura onto them. She was here last week. But here is Sartorial. So this is the shade that I have pretty much all over my lid. And I'll do some swatches of the shades that I have. I have 5 of them. I think there's 6. So I'm missing one that I think is like a warmer gold shade. Okay, so here's Glacé. So this is a really beautiful frosty shade. It has a little bit of a pink peach to it. Here's Sartorial. Here's Iris, which is such a gorgeous, cool tone purple. It has a little bit of a smokiness to it, and then the sheen of it is kind of this pink. Here's Matchbook, which is kind of copper. And then I have Palladium swatched here, which is a cooler toned, like frosty shade. And then I was swatching Glacé here, but I realized these are too close. But for comparison, that is Palladium and this is Glacé. These are so gorgeous. Not only are the shades gorgeous, but I think the formula is really great. If you didn't have luck with the matte ones, I think you'll have better luck with these. These happen to be a little bit softer. I find them to be just a touch more emollient so that they blend out onto your lid, like with a little bit less elbow grease. I liked the matte solo shadows. I really did. I felt like they stayed put, but they definitely were drier. So if you found those too dry, I think you'll really like this formula, but these colors are so gorgeous. They work beautifully together. I love pairing Iris with Sartorial and then putting either one of these, the Glacé, like just in my inner corner. They just are so gorgeous, so gorgeous. So again, I have Sartorial just lightly applied all over my lids. And the shadow that I have like lightly tapped on top is from Patrick Ta. This is the Always On Your Mind Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duo. Now this product is not new to 2025, but this shade is new. So I love this shade. The other shade that I love from the original release of these, I think is like Still at the Club, but it's a little bit warmer. This has a cooler tone to it. This taupey shade is just gorgeous. Let me do some swatches here. So here are the 2 shades, and I actually have the lighter one tapped all over my lid today. I didn't want to use this and like overpower the Sartorial. So I just have this to kind of give me a little bit of a sparkle to my lids. But look at those shadows. Look at them. They are absolutely stunning. I love this formula. I think they're really, really gorgeous and perfect for the holidays. Are they not just, oh, they're so stunning. And I like using my finger when applying. You can use a brush. You're just going to get a much lighter kind of application. You may also get a little bit of fallout. But when I use my finger, I can like press it onto my lid. I don't get any fallout. I don't need a lot of product for like a lot of impact. Really gorgeous. So love this particular shade, but this formula is stunning. So another incredible release from another incredible makeup artist are these Danessa Myricks Color Fix Sticks. I don't have all of them, but I do have a lot. Now this packaging is so cool. So when I first saw these, I was like, oh, okay, they're like dual-ended eyeshadow sticks, great. And then I remember I ordered them and I was like, these are giant. These are so, so big. And then I realized that this is like a magnetic holder holding 2 together. So you can get a bunch of these, like I have, pair different ones. You can get just one and just carry one with you. I really like the versatility of this packaging. I think it's super duper cool. So each pair comes with a metallic and a foil. So I messed this up because I pair 2 metallics together. I will put either on the screen or down below in the description box which ones I'm swatching here. But I happen to like the metallic finish a little bit more than the foil. The foils are really, they're very foily. They're really, really like glittery and shimmery. So those are great, I think, for like parties or whatever. The metallics are a little bit more subdued. They're still super shiny, but a little bit more subdued. So here is one of the metallics. But I will definitely put down below which ones these are from. And then this is the other metallic that I love. So yes, there are some shimmers in there. They are very reflective. They're very metallic, but let me swatch a foil for you so you can see how absolutely shiny the foils are. So there is a foil Can you see how much shinier that is? There's a lot more micro glitters in there. And I'm not sure if all of them do, but some of these shades have a slight color shift to them. So the metallics are kind of a, I don't know, like a straightforward metallic micro glittery color. And then the foils, they do that foil, that Danessa Myricks foil, where they color shift, and they're just so interesting on the lid. Really, really beautiful. So each set comes with one metallic, one foil. And I think what's so amazing about these sticks is the formula. So, you know, before I had read up too much about them, I just wanted to try them. I loved Danessa Myricks. They looked really interesting. I ordered them. And when I swatched them, I was like, these feel almost like they're wet. And then I read up about the formula, and they're made up of a lot of water. Like, water is by far the number one ingredient, and it just feels that way. They feel very, very watery and almost cooling when you apply them, especially to your eyelids. But it's not like they are or appear watery in any way. They also don't fade quickly or anything like that. It's this really, really unique formula, and I love how light they feel on the lid, because when you look at something like this, you think you're gonna feel like this thick, heavy crayon action, but it is the exact opposite. It is so light, it's so water, I almost say airy, but it's not, it's like watery. It's so, so cool. If you guys have tried this, please let us know what your impressions are down below in the comment section, because I was really, really blown away, and I was really taken aback when I first applied them. I was like, why did these feel so watery? I kind of kept double checking in the mirror, what's going on? Are they a lot thinner than I thought? No, absolutely not. They feel thin, but they do not look thin, nor do they look watery at all. So super cool formula. And if you're really into a shiny eyeshadow, definitely try these out. I think these are perfect for the holidays. And then I wanted to talk about the Vanngo collection. I could not kind of cherry pick which products from his collection that I love or that was the best of 2025. I really love everything that I've tried, which are the eyeshadow palettes, the lipsticks, the lip liners, the blush. The blush is gorgeous, the bronzer. I mean, all of his powder products are incredible. I've got some of the eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to call out. These are the Color Story eyeshadow palettes. He came out with so many, but I love the Wonderful Warm. And I just used this in a Get Ready With Us Best Burgers vlog that I did while Laura was here last week. I use this palette. It's gorgeous. These shadows are really, really easy to use. They blend out like a dream. They have a really good amount of pigmentation, but I don't think they're overly pigmented where they're not mistake proof. They just work beautifully. He's got gorgeous shimmers, mattes. He's got creamy mattes in here. And then the other one that I probably have been using more, no surprise, is the new Neutral. Look at that. Is that not absolutely stunning? Absolutely stunning. I love it. And I love the size. We've got 8 shades in there, so you can get a little bit creative, but it's not overwhelming. It's not intimidating, just gorgeous. And I think he has a color palette pretty much for everyone. So outside of these two, the palettes are basically categorized by a shade. So there's a blue one, a green one, a purple one. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So definitely check out those eyeshadow palettes if you've been curious. And I am currently wearing his lipstick. So this is shade On the Runway. It is this bright, bright orange color. And I wasn't sure, this is a color that I have long loved. I love orange lipsticks. I love tomatoey red lipsticks more so than those kind of bluish red lipsticks. And I wore a lot of them when my hair was darker, when I was going gray. And when I bleached my hair, I really wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull it off. I'm still not sure. I just love this color so much, I almost don't even care. So while these lipsticks have a matte appearance, they're so creamy. They're so creamy, they feel moisturizing on the lips. And the best thing is, they're completely weightless. I don't feel them on my lips. So that's On the Runway. And I do have a little bit of this shade. This is Nothing Impossible. This is a beautiful, peachy nude. I have a little bit of this down just in the center of my lips. I don't know, I was just kind of playing around. But that is Nothing Impossible. And here is On the Runway. And I do have a third color from this line. And I think it's 88 something. It's like the lucky numbers. But that is a really, really pale nude, which I love. But that is definitely a color that I don't think works well for everyone. But these two shades, like if you love a nude, Nothing Impossible is great. And then if you want to try something a little bit more fun, great for the holidays, this On the Runway is so gorgeous. This formula is so good. So if there's a shade that you like, I think you'll really find this formula to be really, really comfortable despite the fact that it is a matte lipstick. And last but certainly not least is the One Size by Patrick Starr, the Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. I don't usually go super gaga over setting sprays. It's one of those things that I use on occasion. If I really need to like set down my makeup, I use one of those like heavy duty, like it feels like hairspray on your face situations. But I wanted to give this a shot. I really was intrigued by this name, this like powder melt. I love this setting spray. It makes my complexion look so finished. Not only do I spray it at the end when I'm all done with my makeup, but I also spray it like midway. So if I've applied some powder and I feel like, ooh, my complexion is starting to look a little bit on the drier side, I'll spray some of this. Other makeup applies beautifully over it. It does this blurring to your complexion. It looks like a filter has been applied over your face. It has like just the slightest like pearly sheen to it. So it gives your skin this like really gorgeous finish. It's stunning. And the spritzer is great. I never get those like big blobs of, product on my face. I don't feel like I have to like, tap it in or whatever. It sets down pretty quickly. I don't feel like I have to sit there and like fan myself for too long. It is absolutely perfect. This is by far the best setting spray I have ever used. So that's it. Those are my picks for the best high-end beauty releases of 2025 that you can find at Sephora. Let me know your thoughts. Did I miss anything? What should I be trying? Let me know down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in tomorrow's Mishmas video. Bye.